I just want to preface with the fact that this is coming from someone who has the wisdom of maybe seeing one or two human legs in their lifetime. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and these tips that I'm giving are going to make art teachers very, very, very sad. So take them with a fucking grain of salt. This is just how I do it. I'm sure the voiceover isn't gonna sync up directly with what's on screen. I tried that a couple times and I've just given up. Um, in this, I started off by blocking out shapes, which is what I've been sketching like most recently. It doesn't need to be proportional, it just needs to generally look like there might be a person there. And then from there, I'll use like a basic shapes that I've remembered for like the outline of an arm, like, you know, attaching the chest muscles to the like the muscles in the shoulder or whatever the hell that is. Um, that kind of stuff. I'll use that to outline whatever shape that I did in some way that looks a little bit more refined, but I'm still not paying much attention to like proportion or anything. Any proportion that I have there is just kind of muscle memory, and I don't have much muscle memory when it comes to proportion, which is kind of visible. Um, but yeah, you start off with that. You start off with using like basic shapes, and then you can refine them further, you know, figure out the perspective. Because when I zoom in on like a rough sketch and I start to add a little bit more detail, I'm doing it in pieces. So I'm like zooming in on the leg and doing a little bit there, just outlining whatever shape I see there. And then when I zoom back out and see everything together, it's like, it's easier to see, oh, that doesn't fit there, that doesn't fit wherever. When I look at something for too long, I can't see the issues with it. So flipping it, you'll see me flip it a lot in this video. You'll see me like move on to something else and then go back and just randomly change something, or you'll see me just completely drop what I'm doing and then realize, oh shit, this sketch that I did over here, like this main sketch, something's up. I'm gonna, you know, warp it a little bit. I'm gonna see if that looks a little bit better. Just all those kinds of things. You wanna, at least for me, I wanna let things sit. And even though this was like 30 minutes or so. I usually let things sit for a couple of days, not minutes, but even then, I still noticed some things that were like, oh, I'd rather draw it like this than I did at the start, that sort of stuff. Like, you know, making everything a little bit wider, making like the. Honestly, I couldn't fucking tell you if the changes that I'm making are making it better or not, but who fucking knows? Like, I just draw organic shapes so they can vaguely resemble the characters that I want to put on the page. I don't really draw them for the sake of like making my anatomy good. But yeah, I pretty much have the same shapes for any build. So there's like a lump on the shoulder. There's like, I guess I kind of use that whole alternating like a curved surface and a flat surface kind of thing, but only a little bit. Just because I draw what like it feels right, like, you know, just fucking go loose with it. Um, I'm still focusing on the arm sketches over to the side. Oh, now you can't see them, but that's fine. um, I don't know. I do a lump for the shoulder, and that connects to the chest in a way that I saw in a Zootopia style guide when I was like 17 and still a furry artist. And I've just kind of translated that to the like humans because like, oh, it's fucking close enough, right? It's an easy way to figure out what should connect with what. It's easier, at least in my opinion, to draw things as if they connect more than they actually should than if they connect less than they actually should. Don't know if that makes sense, but imagine envisioning an arm as several tubes stacked on top of each other. I think that that would theoretically be like harder to work off of unless it's like a really rough sketch, like a thumbnail or something for like an animatic, because that like that makes sense. That's the easiest way to do it, but I'm getting sidetracked. It's easier to just draw a whole bunch of like lumpy shapes that connect to each other than try to work off of that shape. But that's just 100% my method, and I know that like I have friends who do different things, just be like different ways the brains work, right? Like some of you guys are gonna learn from this, and some of you guys are gonna be like, oh, that's fucking wicked, that makes complete sense in my head, and then some of you guys are gonna be like, well, no, I prefer to proportion things out first. And it's like, yeah, hell yeah, do whatever your brain works with, right? No idea if this is gonna work for anybody. I hope it does, but I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Where are we at with the sketching? Alright, I've shifted some shit around. The voiceover is not gonna sync with anything. Whatever. For the legs, I have like a similar thing where it's like I kind of abide by that whole have one side of like a certain part of the limb straight and then have the other side curved. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that tutorial. Like that's a common sort of advice thing that like it makes sense, right? Like if you look at a leg, you're gonna have that. If you look at some legs, actually, it's not all legs. And most legs, it's like, yeah, you've got like that plane or whatever, like the flat plane, but you've also got like these little divots, these little lumps, and especially around the knees. Like, give the knees a lot of detail. Not everybody has like fat or muscle deposits that go the same way, so you fucking just add lumps in places. I enjoy adding like, I don't know if it's called like hip dips or just like having like the bones of the pelvis sticking out, if it's possible, just because like it's a fun pose. I'm sketching it, like I'm just raw dogging sketching it up there. Oh wow, it's synced, cool. But I'm like that kind of shit, like, you know, shit can just stick out, it's fun. Add lumps in places, go ham. It's more interesting to have lumps in places that there shouldn't be lumps than to just not have anything at all, depending on the style. Again, completely subjective. Like, don't fucking sweat it. I'm coming to an end of this. I should probably have explained, like, the actual, you know, where I add certain parts a little bit more, but I hope that the visuals did the explaining for me while I rambled on in the background, so, man, fucking go ham.